Please welcome to the stage co-founder of AWE and Superventures, Ori Inbar.
Wow. Good morning. Guten Morgen. And buongiorno to you. It's great to be hosting AWE for the 9th year and for the 3rd time here in Germany. Thank you all for joining us, colleagues, friends, XR pros. Before we get started, are you okay with us calling the entire spectrum of AR, VR, and MR simply XR? Any objections? All right. So now we're ready for this. Almost ready? Go XR, be awesome. No matter who you are, your background, your job, your gender, XR can make you better at anything you do. It's a pretty powerful message, but I personally was going for something a little bit more punchy. Go XR or go extinct. Because in 2018, every corporation, startup, or investor must get into XR or be left behind. And you don't want to be late to the next wave of computing. And there's no better place to get into it than right here at AWE. But I'm getting ahead of myself. It's really great. It's really a great moment in the history of XR. I love XR. You can see it on my shirt. I've been loving XR for over a decade now as an investor, entrepreneur, and helping build this ecosystem. And I've been looking for this day for many years. Every once in a while, a revolutionary technology comes along that changes everything. And you guys in this room are the luckiest, because you get to lead this new revolution. Thanks to you, it's finally happening. XR is rising, and it's lifting all boats. But it took a long while for XR to get to this overnight success. It was invented in 1968 and quietly been brewing in labs all over the world. This year, it's celebrating 50 years. But up until very recently, we were struggling with just making the basic works. It's almost hard to remember. So I found this keynote from the first AWE back in 2010 by Augie Award winner Jesse Schell. I think it was still on a VHS tape. And it illustrates the mindset of the industry back then. He said this.
Giant. I'm like, what is it? What's going to be giant? They're like, this AR thing. What do you do? They're like, well, you hold it up and there's a 3D model. I'm like, and what do you do? And they're like, you tilt it. I'm like, oh, you mean like I can flip it around? Well, no, you can tilt it kind of a certain number of degrees before it disappears.
Remember those days? Back then, we were fools. Or at least that's how we felt when we pitched XR to brands and investors. But now the tables are turning. If you don't realize XR is essential for your business, you may be the fool. Ladies and gentlemen, XR is finally set for growth. Where are we on this chart? At the cusp of a hockey stick. Scotty, can we get a little closer? Even closer? That's it. You see, we are here. And this is a great spot, because from here it only goes up. How can I tell? Here are some of the strong signals supporting this. Exhibit A. Analysts agree the potential of the XR market is to hit $200 billion. They don't always agree on when this will happen, but definitely within the next decade. And some big names are behind this. DG Capital, which is AWE's analytics partner, looks out 5 years ahead, and they have strong evidence that will cross the $100 billion mark by as early as 2022. Later today, Tim Morrell, which I've shared with you a great free report about the industry, will dig more into those numbers and help you uncover more opportunities. For example, fun fact, Europe is a bigger market than North America. There's a lot of money to be made, and you picked the right continent. One reason these predictions are through the roof is because by now, everyone has heard about AR and VR. They may not know exactly how it's going to impact their lives, but the awareness is at an all-time high. So many are using VR, millions. How many are using AR? According to Artillery's survey, over a third of all mobile users have tried mobile AR. And out of this group, 3/4 are monthly users. There's still a lot of people to convince, but by early next year, we could hit 1 billion XR users, which is definitely ahead of many predictions. And this is an amazing install base to work with. And even without mobile, if you look at headsets, the install base of headsets, we're also on a major growth curve. Exhibit C, as of last year, tech giants are all in and are making big bets on XR. They see this as the next growth engine post-mobile. Exhibit D, investors are also very interested in AR, in XR. They may be shifting focus to different sectors, but in the past 12 months, they have invested the most ever, $7.2 billion. And finally, Exhibit E for enterprise. Fortune 1000 companies are really excited about XR, but they're also very pragmatic, especially here in Germany, right? ROI studies are showing conclusive evidence that XR is improving their businesses. And that's why over 70% of large corporations have already implemented XR or are planning to implement it in the next couple of years. Just look at this incredible list of Fortune 1000 companies here at AWE, showcasing their achievement in XR, and are evaluating next steps for adoption. Competitive advantage is already driving up interest. So whenever you meet a skeptic, remember these 5 signals. XR is a $200 billion market. We are about to reach 1 billion XR users. Most large corporations are implementing XR. Tech giants are making big bets on it. And investors are all over it. XR is on a cusp of exploding. I rest my case. And that's why, in 2018, everyone must go into XR or go extinct. So now I ask you, the XR industry, are you ready? Seriously? Are you ready to play? All right. We are headed to the inevitable inflection point where more headsets will be sold than smartphones. The question on everyone's mind is, when will smart glasses be ready for the mainstream? Since 2014, many, including myself, have been guilty of saying it's coming in 3 years, but it keeps being 3 years away. Well, today, I have a definite answer. And the answer is not 42, but T288. That's, of course, code name for Apple's future smart glasses. What can I say? They have a great track record in timing the market right. And it's probably by 2021. But Apple is not the only one. Over 50 companies are delivering fantastic headsets to the market, and many of them are right here at AWE. So yes, we all want headsets, but there's no time to waste. Mobile use cases are already demonstrating value in social, commerce, industrial, real estate, healthcare. almost any vertical you can think of. The current stage in the mobile space is essential to prepare the market for headsets. But with all that amazing progress, the single thing that will make or break XR is how we, as an industry, deal with privacy. What does this face tell you? I'm so sorry for not respecting your privacy. And with XR, the amount of data collected about us will only increase when everything we do is captured and analyzed on camera. Privacy will be a huge concern that must never, never, never be underestimated. But today, we're celebrating because we're all going to Spaceland. Why Spaceland? Because today we live in Flatland. We get all our information from 2D flat screens. Flatland is, of course, the cult classic sci-fi book from 1884. Any fans of this book in the audience? I got two. That's very nice. It's about an imaginary world where people that live in one dimension cannot perceive a world with more dimensions. And when you think about it, it's a metaphor for the transformation we're going through right now. In order to cross to the third dimension, you need people that can see into the next dimension. And I believe that many people with this special ability are right here. But why do we want to live in Spaceland? Why do we want spatial computing so much? Marshall McLuhan, one of the greatest thinkers of the 20th century, which pretty much invented media studies, is known for saying, the medium is the message. The idea that each medium has a different effect on the human sensorium, and as a result, changes the message. But in a new book from this century about media, called The Marvelous Clouds, John Peters says, the world is the medium. For many millennia, humans consumed information directly from the real world, from people, places, and things. That's our nature. The world, the original medium, is about to make a comeback. When you think of it, today in almost every task in our lives, we constantly switch our attention from digital information to the real world. How many times? 234 times a day on average. I just made up this number, but doesn't it sound right? So how much time can we save if we eliminate that switch? What if we sync all digital information with the real world? For many companies here at AWE, studies are showing savings of 25%, 45%, and even 99%. So what if we could sync data in the physical for an entire nation? We could increase GDP by 20%. I made up this number too, but I think it still sounds right. At the heart of this change will be something I call the AR cloud, a spatial 3D map, a digital copy of the real world that allows you to organize information on the real world itself. We finally have AR that works. We can easily place a hologram, but it's a lonely experience. It's not persistent, and it's not shareable. The AR cloud enables us to share persistent AR experiences with many users across many devices. And this will help AR go mainstream. And it's not that far off. Several startups are already demonstrating this is possible today, and some of them are here in Munich this week. However, there's a growing concern in the industry that the AR cloud, being such a critical infrastructure, might be controlled by corporations and could become fragmented across too many instances. And that's why today I'm proud to announce the Open AR Cloud Initiative. AR.org, just a second, the nonprofit behind AWE has joined forces with 15 other pioneers in this space to kick off an initiative that promotes collaboration and interoperability among the different AR cloud technologies and players. And you guessed it, privacy will be a very strong part of that. You'll hear more about it today, but if you want to join, go to openarcloud.org. So here's what I mean with that. Kevin Kelly, Wired founder, recently wrote how the internet gave us superpowers, thanks to its ability to connect humans in real time. I wonder where he got this superpowers metaphor. But then he continues. The main event has barely started. One day, he says, 1 million people around the globe will have created something stupendous. And I see this as a challenge to the XR industry to create the spatial Wikipedia. In 2001, Wikipedia was the dumbest idea in history, but it worked. And now, with the AR cloud, we can enable millions of people to collaborate not with text, but by visually capturing the collective human intelligence about every place, thing, or person, and make it available not by search, but at a glance, anywhere you go. That could be an amazing feat. Are you up for this? Are you up for creating the spatial Wikipedia? Awesome. So what would spatial computing world really look like? Let's go back to Jesse Schell in 2010.
Here we are, ARE 2010. What is ARE 2020 going to be like, right? We're going to build some stuff we don't even know.
And after 9 years, we still don't really know how it will look like. And that's why it's so exciting. And that's why we have gathered here this week. If you want to get a glance into spatial computing, this is the place to be. And AWE is seeing exponential growth to well over 10,000 attendees this year across 3 continents. And it's a great indication of the growth we should expect in the industry. We're also announcing today new monthly meetups that we call AWE Nights in 10 cities around the world that will join together into a global community in real time. If you run a community and you want to join, let us know. And this week, 2,000 of you XR pros are here from over 50 countries, equally split between startups and corporations for a perfect match, with investors and media to amplify the impact. Professional roles at AWE is very diverse this year, which was our guiding light in crafting the agenda for you this year. We have Inspire on this stage with big thinking, Enterprise with enterprise use cases. In fact, we had so many enterprise use cases here that we opened a second track for enterprise. Life for consumer use cases, Develop for developer tools, Design for best practices for creators, startup pitches that were handpicked to entice investors. The Expo will be open for the 2 days, and special for this year, we're co-located with ISMAR, the premier academic event for AR. So if you see around some big-head scientist, say hi, and let's continue the conversation. But now that the tech is good enough to take XR to the mainstream, it's all about creating great XR experiences. So we need 3 things: creators, creators, and creators. And here's my message to creators. Ask not what XR can do for you. Ask how you can build XR experiences that will make the world a better place. And it all starts here, with awesome exhibitors that are really showing the maturity of our industry. And how about our 100 amazing speakers? Give them up. Give them a round of applause. And many thanks to our partners who help spread the word and make AWE awesome. Give it up. And above all, thanks to our sponsors who helped make this event possible. Thank you to our sponsors. Don't miss some of the special events we have this week. The Augie Awards tomorrow will introduce a special Breakthrough Award, which is highlighting the collaboration between academia and industry. Thanks to VR First for helping us make it happen. And finally, put your hands together for the team that put this event together: Superventures, Brain Exchange, Prospera, and RGI. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, to quickly recap, XR is about to explode, which means we're all going to Spaceland, where the world itself is the medium, and now is the time to go XR or go extinct. And if that's a little too harsh for you, just use XR and be awesome. Have a great show. Thank you.